Greetings, Commanders. Welcome to another episode of Surviving Mars. In this episode, we are doing more artificial intelligence missions. I guess that thing kept contacting us in this episode, but I hope you enjoyed the previous one. Didn't really talk much about what we were doing, what our goal is for the future missions, which was to, well, I guess we've been talking about it the whole time. We wanted 100%. The ultimate thing is to terraform the entire planet of Mars. So capturing asteroids, doing all those missions, which, by the way, requires a lot of resources. The open farm that we have, it improves each time that we have that we progress further in the game. You can see our food is climbing. We used to have a deficit in food, but now we have a surplus, and we also have seeds, lots of seeds. So I can definitely plant more forestation areas. Which, by the way, if you want to plant trees, you need to be at a level of 75% across the board, I think, which is a long way from here, and 50% for other things. So we do have this mission, or this scenario about dark matter and evidence. I always pick the safety precaution for this. I know I said I wouldn't let you guys know about the choices I make so that you can make your own, but for me personally, I do the safe way route. I want to be 100% certain that what I'm saying or doing is for real. That way the communication doesn't fall through where there's a gap in what's being said, right? It has to match up. It's something I learned, I guess, before the military. I've always been raised to be honest and to always set forth precedents of being truthful to other people, and it's also a character trait of mine. I'm not very good at lying, which we probably say most liars say, but yeah, you definitely can tell when I do lie. My voice changes, or I look kind of flustered or whatnot, which is not very often that I do lie, because I know how it makes me look. That if I do say something that's like, I want to say something encouraging, that something will be done, right? But in the back of my mind, there's a lot of things that I need to do to make sure it's done, so I don't want to just say it, but the person on the other end wants to hear it. So it's in those scenarios where I do get flustered, because I'm trying to say what they want me to say, but in a way that's truthful and will meet the certain things. But while I'm processing the thought and saying it, I am also thinking about the completion of the task. So I'm thinking about the end goal before, so that it can come to fruition. If you will something to happen, or if you think of the end goal as it's being made, then you'll eventually reach that path. It's one of the things that I learned doing certain projects. But when you do get asked for status updates and things like that, and you're at a point where there's so many unknowns, right? But there are things that you can do. Sometimes I think on the fly about certain thing that I need to do, and then that's when my face changes. But anyway, yes, so that's what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought, but basically we have good amount of resources coming in. The food from the open farms. So there's something that I did notice with open farms, that they're very hard to get all the resources, even though that you're producing a lot of food. Getting them to the different places around is a lot, like the distribution part of it is a difficult part, because the drones, especially the flying drones, they can only carry 2 or 3 objects at a time. So they are taxed and overcumbered whenever there's like a huge production of stuff. So they don't know what to prioritize. So what you can do with the open farm is assign drone hubs to it and flying drones or flying shuttles, and then top the priority on that thing. That's one of the things I did, but eventually in the late game it still proves to be too taxing. So I do provide a farm inside of the dome itself instead of not having one. I usually just put a diner. There's a services tile devoted to food. So we have diner, we have the critical care unit or the hospital, and then we have the grocery, so they could fulfill the shopping need. And these 3 basic elements can easily get you up to 70 comfort. It's fully staffed, and if you have some of it in the high, what do you call it, when you click on the overtime wheel, I forget what it's called, but it allows them to work extra hard, or I don't think it's extra hours, because they keep the same kind of shift. But that's an easy thing to do to get the population up. You just need services and their ability to rest too. So when I'm on an asteroid, I do have certain actions that I replicate all the time, which is I have 4 large solar panels, I have a battery pack, and I have something that mines the auto mining thing. Once again, we're still in the early stages of these asteroid missions, so I don't have a lot of time on an asteroid, so I won't have colonists on here. But I think I started introducing having colonists in there. My very first time I did, though, they did die, so I kind of reloaded the game. They died because I had them on the first shuttle. None of the base was built, so they were on the surface. They didn't have any oxygen, which was a mistake. But one thing one tip that I do have is you could have 2 shuttles if you can afford it. Have one of them with the colonists and the food, and have it stay up there until you have the second rocket lay down the foundation, and then you can land the second one. Because while they're up there, they can stay alive. I think there's a number, I think it was like 180 hours or something like that they could stay in the vicinity of the asteroid before landing. So that's one of the tips that I figured out. That's if you have 2 rockets, by the way. In later episodes or later on, I start just having 1 shuttle lay the foundation down, make sure the base is built, that has oxygen and water, things that they need, the habitat, and then I send the second rocket with the colonists and the food. So that way they don't just die on arrival. So I think at the very end we get contacted again by the AI. There's not really much option to it. It's just saying that it's alive and it's conscious, and I'll let you read the message. But if you want to keep away from spoilers, it is at the very end of this video. I've been trying to do timestamps before, but with me popping out these videos as fast as I can so that I can meet the deadline of hacking my place and out processing and doing all the things that I need to leave for the next assignment. I kind of ran out of time of I don't have much time to do those kind of maintenance things, but I will, after the fact, do edits to the past videos, so you'll see things that are added, links, and possibly the blog posts to cover the things that I haven't talked about in the video. But anyway, this is all the time that we have. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The feature episode, we're going to do some more My Summer Cars. I think there's something hilarious in the next one, but I'll let you be the judge. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more future videos, or make sure you don't miss any, hit the subscribe button, ding that bell, and I'll see you in 3 days. This is John Nezodam signing out. Take care, stay safe, and remember, you're essential.